So happy Friday. My office is a super disaster zone because I just got a bunch of swag, like my super flashy bling ring. I will have these at RT. You do not want to miss them because bling ring. They're like giant ring pops that flash. It's like super exciting. And of course, the fancy stuff. To everyone who bought my book, didn't buy my book, thought about buying my book, thought the cover was impressive, didn't think it was, whatever. If you saw my book this week, thank you. Much obliged. You guys have freaking been outstanding with your support, and I can't thank you enough. I don't have cool stuff to thank you enough, just thank you. Today we're going to talk about basically how I got on my journey of reading, because my kids are getting, my daughter's a big reader and she's getting to that age where she like devours everything, and I'm still trying to gauge like at what point do I start her like, oh, you want to try this book because mommy loved this book, even though she has totally different tastes than I do for the most part. But like one of the first books I remember just like losing my shit over was Brian Jacques, whatever his last name is, the Redwall series. I had a teacher in second grade read those aloud after, like, for 15 minutes after lunch every day, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, they're going on these adventures, and there's not enough kissing, but you know, whatever. There should be more kissing. There should always be more kissing. So I, of course, devoured that entire series over the next couple of years, as well as, like, some other random stuff. And then I moved on to L.J. Smith. Now, L.J. Smith, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of Vampire Diaries. It's a very different from the books, but you know, Damon's still sexy and everybody loves a bad boy, and I blame L.J. Smith for my fascination with bad boys and some really poor dating decisions I made in high school because of Damon and Julian from The Forbidden Game, which is even better than Vampire Diaries in some ways. Yeah, but again, devoured all her stuff that I could find. I just reread Vampire Diaries probably like 27 times. I thought it was amazing. And then, of course, I moved on to V.C. Andrews, which is kind of why I've been thinking about this, because Flowers in the Attic's like huge right now, like the Lifetime movie or whatever they're doing, which is oddly enough one of her books that I didn't actually read, but it was so like angsty and like, oh my god, why is that boy spying on his naked sister? I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. And I ended up stopping reading those books because no one ever ends up happy. Anyone. Oh, she's happy and then she fell down and was paralyzed. Or, oh, she's finally happy and then her, you know, child molester father shows back up to take her on his boat. Not so much. And then, you know, after that, moving on, I found historical romance. And I mean, I feel like that kind of explains itself. There's never enough kissy stuff. They never went quite far enough for my taste in these books leading up to it. I'm like, let's get the, you know, knocking boots. I don't even know what that is, but they should do it. So I found some like historical romance book like by Iris Johansen. It was called The Magnificent Rogue, and he was pretty hot. I don't remember what his name was, but he was a Highlander of some sort, and he was pretty magnificent. He did some dirty stuff with that Heather to that heroine. It was pretty, I was like, I don't even know what's happening right now. but yeah, that's, you know, found romance, never look back. I still love young adult. It's still one of the most awesome genres. I still read it. But romance, you know, you get that payoff. You get that, well, the sexy times and the emotional payoff. And people tend to end up happy as a general rule, which is kind of important to me because real life sucks sometimes. So you gotta, you know, I read for escapism. I know not everyone does, but I do. And that was my journey to romance. I know you're just super excited to hear that. Yeah, so, crazy week. It's gonna get even crazier. Like, leading forward. It's gonna be awesome here. Go 2013. If you have not checked out In Bed with Mr. Wrong, you should most definitely check it out because dude's hot. Ryan is super hot. Don't take my word for it. Just check it out. Links in the thingamabobber. Have a great weekend.